Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today with a fresh pair of Puma Fast-R 3, the #1 shoe for obliterating nut cutting time. Now, if you are looking for a new shoe, welcome. You are in the right place. We do a lot of shoe reviews here, but an even better place would be the Refuel app. So Refuel app is actually where I got this shoe. This shoe continuously sells out every single drop right now, and I'm actually waiting for that cotton candy drop. I would love to get a pair of those, even though now I have this one. I might have to just pick up every pair of these. But if you're looking to pick up a pair of these, regardless of colorway, make sure you're on the Refuel app. It's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there. I started it because the price of running shoes is too dang high, and also because I know a lot of people want to try the different shoes out there. So here's how it works. Somebody gets a shoe, it doesn't work for them, so they list it on the app well below MSRP. Or if you have a shoe that you do like, but you want to try something different, you can make a trade with somebody. So if you want to experience new shoes or get great deals on running shoes, get in with us on the Refuel app and enjoy today's video. Refuel kitchen back in action. Unassembled. We have a unique pasta shape. What is this called? She doesn't know, but it's a unique pasta shape. That's the dinner with lentil bolognese and broccoli and Beyond sausage, and then the piattarilla. Look at that. Cobbler. What's in it? Blackberries? Blackberry cobbler. I didn't even know we had blackberries. Yeah, no, she's going. She's good. It's the star of the show here. Wow. Yes. Yes, sirree, Bob. Dessert. I mean, look at that thing. Homemade cobbler with hand-picked blackberries. What's your rating? Just visual. What's the visual rating? Oh, you're giving me the ingredient list? Yeah, it probably has flour, sugar in there. In my rating of the... Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So this is a dinner, man. We're not carbing up explicitly yet, but we're still getting the carbs in. So nice big bowl of pasta with the lentil bolognese, the vegan Beyond sausage. This is actually the sun sausage, so it's almost like a chicken sausage dupe. We got some broccoli here, so good carbs, good protein. This is everything you need. Then I'll add some vegan parm on top too. Bang! Refuel kitchen train rolling. Breakfast time. Game? I actually don't know the Thursday night game. Ooh. Homemade waffles. Let's go. They're not very fluffy? Brick-like homemade waffles. Tell Charlie right brick on my brick. Yeah, waffles on a weekday. What does brick-like mean? Yeah. Dense, firm, and heavy. It's not good, basically. No, for a food product or a running shoe, not good. How is it? Good. Okay, not brick-like. Very healthy. Healthy tasting. They're good, but healthy. Is it almond flour? No, it's just density to it. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They're not fluffy.
No.
They're
Yeah, it's like a pretzel. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes we have STEM. Sometimes we have STEM and PE or on that day, and then
To go waffles and school drop off. The morning rush. All right, Roni, I'll see you later, okay? No, you can't come. I'm dropping off Mason. You're staying here with Mommy and Roni, okay? How'd you get your boots on? Oh my goodness, she loves those things. Bye. Bye. Oh my gosh, I was just thinking how she just... No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to film and drive. Let's go. Where are those Nutcutters at? Where the fresh pair of Nutcutters at? Somewhere around here, man. Where's that fresh pair of Nutcutters? It's that fresh pair of Nutcutters. Let's go. in the Guggenheim, I had the fold-up tech. So West Side Gun said, that's a bar. That's a bar. Yeah, we got the Nutcutters out here today. So the Puma Fast-R 3, best race shoe of 2025. My favorite race shoe of 2025. Probably the fastest shoe of all time. Lab-tested, science-backed. Also Vibes certified and Supwell certified. And in this box here, I've got a fresh pair of the Nutcutters. And I was trying so long to get my hands on another pair of the Fast-R 3, a fresh pair of them for my race. They sold out multiple times. I actually set an alarm or a reminder for myself to get them on September 12th when the orange pair dropped. And then I went out for my long run and I forgot that day. And that was actually the start of my whole training getting derailed. This was a week where I had to do my long run on Friday after a massive workout on Tuesday. I wasn't fully recovered. We were traveling that weekend. And then it was just downhill from there the entire time. But point being, I finally was able to get my hands on a pair of orange Nutcutters. You know from where? Does anybody want to guess from where we got the other Nutcutters? The Supwell app. A Supwell app member reached out to me. He said, hey, bro, I got another pair of Nutcutters. I know you're looking for another backup pair, a fresh pair. I got you. And he actually tried to send them to me for free, but I finagled him into taking a fresh pair of Sky Tokyos. So he's getting the Sky Tokyos, and we made a trade, Sky Tokyos for Fast-R 3. So why do I have another pair? Well, this is going to be my race shoe, the orange Nutcutters. Well, I guess I'm testing it to be my race shoe. Maybe it won't be my race shoe. Maybe this pair of Nutcutters will be. But I always like to have a relatively fresher shoe for a marathon. That was one of the things about the Saucony Endorphin Elite last year. I'd only put about 40 miles on it. I have well over 40 miles in this Fast-R 3. I don't know the exact number of miles, but it's actually holding up decently well. I know some people have complained about the forefoot compacting down. And what's the other issue? Oh, Grant from the Supwell team, he also had an issue with the insole coming unglued. He's a self-classified heavy sweater, and he had two different pairs where the insole actually came unglued and was sliding around on him. I don't know. I haven't had that issue at all. If you've had that issue, please let me know. I don't know if it's just a Grant thing or if it's everybody. Is that just a you problem for Grant, or are other people getting the insole unglued? But yeah, the main things I've heard in terms of the durability are just the forefoot pad here. And you can even see, I feel like it is slightly dented, or just a divot here that the foam underneath the plate on the bottom of the shoe does get compacted down in some certain areas where you're hitting the shoe with force. Maybe it flattens out some, but I don't know. I felt that this is very fast. Puma makes some of the most durable shoes on the market here. It's just for race day, why would I not give myself the best chance and have a pair that's fresher? So we're going to take these Nutcutters out right now. I'll do a comparison. I just want to get some quick stats and specs. We'll do a stack check, measure the forefoot in the rear to see how much this older pair has compacted down. I'll get the weight of both, QA check these, and then we can take them out for final tune-up workout, some threshold mile repeats. So let me go grab my knife and we can get into it. It's a knife. It's a knife. Orange knife and orange Nutcutters. You might be wondering why I'm calling these Nutcutters. Well, you bring out the Nutcutters when it's nut cutting time. If you're not looking to cut nuts, don't bring out the Nutcutters. It's like the Alpha Fly 3. You bring that out if it's demon time. You don't want to bring out the Alpha Fly 3 if you're trying to have an angelic type of a run, any sort of positive, good headspace type of a run. No, the Alpha Fly negative headspace, you really want to be talking a lot of trash about low mileage boys in things of that nature. With the Nutcutters, you bring them out when you have serious business to handle. If you're not looking to handle business, if you're not looking to cut nuts, don't bring out the Fast-R 3. So, fresh pair of Nutcutters. Let's go. Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. Woo! Let's go, baby. There's nothing like a fresh pair of running shoes, especially when it's the fastest shoe of all time. And man, yeah, I typically keep my shoes pretty clean. And people comment on that a lot and say, how do you keep your shoes pretty clean? This one is kind of dirty, though. This one is kind of dirty. I think it needs a good wipe down. I've been getting disrespectful with it. I've been getting sloppy with it, and get some wipe down on the foam right here. Yeah, on this side too. The upper is getting some damage. I mean, it's still in decent shape. But you bring the fresh pair. You bring this fresh pair of Nutcutters out. Oh, goodness. Look at that. Man, let's get the right lighting. Can we get the right lighting? Oh, there's a jack-o'-lantern candy box right there. And we got the jack-o'-lantern Nutcutters. That's crazy. Let's do a comparison. Okay. Pumpkin decoration. The Nutcutters are brighter. That is glowing. That's like a glow-in-the-dark shoe right there. And then let's compare it to a real-life pumpkin. Oh, gosh. It's even overexposed. That thing is glowing way more. That is way brighter than the pumpkin right there. So I think we have the brightest orange in the house. Actually, let's compare it to the orange Hobby Jugger hat and see. Hold on. And this is not even an ad for the orange Hobby Jugger hat. You can't buy them. They're sold out, so don't try. All right, orange Hobby Jugger hat with the Nutcutters. Orange Hobby Jugger hat is bright, but it's a richer, deeper, darker type of orange. I would say this is more similar to the pumpkin. So if we did just a gradient right here, I think this is how it would go. Brightest and lightest orange in the Nutcutters. Middle orange, bright but darker, richer in the Hobby Jugger hat. And then the pumpkin, this is, of course, it's the most organic, but there's more of a matte sheen to it. Ooh, that's a nice, robust pumpkin right there, baby. Ah! Ow, that kind of hurt my hand. Deep and dark, rich orange on this pumpkin. And if we compare it to the knife, this is the most metallic and has a different sort of quality to it, but pretty similar, right? They're all in the same family. So let's see. Compare these two just visually. Can we see any differences? And also what you have to remember is sometimes your eyes will play trick. This is a little color theory for you. Color theory. Because the Nutcutter new pair is monochromatic orange, it might look different. It might look like the foam is higher or lower than our older pair because there's more contrast between the upper and the foam. So eye test here, I'm actually not seeing a whole lot of difference. Sometimes if you bring out a shoe with 70 miles or 100 miles versus a shoe with no miles on it, you can clearly see the foam has compacted down. I'm not seeing that. Now I can see some crinkles and break-in on the top of this, let's call it a 70-mile pair right here. Yeah, there's a lot of break-in lines and crinkling, and of course, this is fresh out of the box, brand new, and this does look like a race shoe. Man, there's certain colorways where you know you're going to put them on and run fast. I'm not sure if this would be my first pick if I just had to, I don't know, just design a shoe from the ground up to race in, but orange is a nice color. Orange is a fast color, and it's just seasonally appropriate. I find it kind of funny. Now, on the plate here, you get this black rubber sticking out. On our other shoe here, you had pink rubber. Let's see. I'm trying to really see if there's any differences in build quality that I can pick up perceptibly here just from looking at it. It doesn't look like it. And just holding this in my hands, going over it, evaluating it with my eyes, another shoe that is put together really well. There's no visible glue. There's no visible seams or threads popping out. Let's see. Yeah, just put together really well. Quality piece of machinery right here. And it really does feel like a piece of machinery when you're running in it. Now, one thing I should note is the area that I have seen the most wear and tear on my old pair of Nutcutters is right here. So take a look at this. This is a shoe that really gets you to get up on the forefoot and tear the ground up, and with that, the foam, exposed foam here, is getting torn up. I'm not sure if that's functional, the exposed foam there, or if it's just cute, but it's not cute to have your $300 shoe getting the foam torn up in the front. So maybe in the Fast-R 4, that's something that they could fix right there. Very minor, but just kind of a weird thing to have that exposed foam, so I would anticipate that this one sees that as well. Yeah, you get the Puma grip on the bottom. You get the full carbon fiber plate here. You got the rocker and everything. Overall, awesome shoe. Let me get some specs here, and then we can lace it up and go. So first, let's take out our calipers. Let's do just a quick forefoot check. All right, this guy is giving us about 37 millimeters of foam in the forefoot. Same place. Yeah, same place, 34 millimeters. So 3 millimeters of compression in the front here. Now let's take a look at the back from the outside. This older pair, 42 millimeters in the back from the outside. I will explain why this is not illegal in a second. Yeah, new one, 43 millimeters. So more compression in the front. It's probably because the front is where I'm really putting a lot of power down in this shoe. I don't land in the back all that much, but we'll see if we got a different reading from the inside of the heel cup on the stack check. But the reason why this is not illegal, even though the outside is coming in above 40, is because the measurement happens right here, 12.5% off the back. Now with that, let's get our stack check. All right, left side of the older pair of Nutcutters. I'm also realizing it's backlit today, so I'm filming a touch later than I typically do, and you can see it's backlit right there. But you know what? I don't think we're going to have any audio issues today because I double-checked and triple-checked my cords. I thought that buying a new cord would fix the audio issue where sometimes the cord gets bumped out and then it's only in one ear, but no, the new cord did not fix that issue, and we had that issue yesterday. I apologize to everyone who listened to that video, but it's better than sometimes I've had issues where I film for 20 minutes and then there's no audio at all. So thankfully we had some audio. All right, left side. Wow, left side in the back, 34.8. That is crazy. That's a lot lower than I thought. Let's do right side in the back here. Zero this out. Right side in the back. 37.1. Wow. Is there really that much of a difference? I'm gonna have to get another check there. Seems like a lot. All right, 36.3. All right, I'm getting a few different measurements all around 36. One thing I'm realizing is you got to hold the shoe down because if you press it in the back, there's nothing underneath that part of the heel. So you're getting some compression or just some roll down. So yeah, it's around 36 in the back of the older pair. Now let's get a reading on the back of the newer pair here. See if we're going to be any higher. And I can just feel it's less compressed. Yeah, 37.2 in the back. 37.5. So yeah, 1 or 2 millimeters higher in the back. It seems like 3 millimeters higher in the front of the new pair because of the lack of the compression. And just I'm putting more force down on the front. I'll get the other side for good measure here. Literally for good measure because we are measuring. Wow, that was 36 too. And that was exactly 37. So yeah, the back is actually lower than I thought. It's not super high up. It's around 37 in the back. So it seems like the new pair is 1 or 2 millimeters higher in the back. Let us close it out with a weight comparison here. QA check on these bad boys. Got the order of operations all mixed up today. I usually do stack check after, but you know what? We're just getting it in. It doesn't even matter. All right, left side of the old pair, 188 grams. Right side of the old pair, 190 grams. Now the new pair. Look at that, 189. Man, that's crazy. 189 on the left. On the right, 188.8. Oh, dude. Wow. Do you see that? The new pair are exactly This is saying 189, 189. This is saying 189.02 or 04, but that's within the margin of error for the scale. The scale probably has a 1 or 2 gram margin of error, and all of these shoes were between 188 and 190. So not only is it the best performing shoe, that is the best put together, highest quality shoe from our QA check this year. Round of applause for Puma. Bang sauce. Shows up on camera. Hold on, let me grab something. Yeah, look at the difference. So when I put the white, it's white, but it's not bright. This is, what's the word? Iridescent? Can't think of the word right now. My brain hasn't been firing like it does typically. But it's so bright, it's glowing on camera versus even this. I mean, this is not a drab and dull shoe, but it's not glowing like these orange ones here. Just crazy. I mean, this is a shoe where you put it on, you have to run fast. You don't have any choice but to run fast. Just madness. Yeah, let me know, which one is your favorite? Do you like the Miami Vice colorway Fast-R 3, these guys right here, or do you like the Halloween Michael Myers jack-o'-lantern colorway, if you had to pick? I think I actually like the Miami Vice colorway better, but it's nice to have a new pair and something to switch into. Man, so putting my foot in these, let's see. So I ran in the Fast-R 3 for my long run on Sunday. It was actually only a 14-mile long run because I'm tapering down. I always do 14 the week before a marathon. So I had these on relatively recently. Let's see. Yeah, it does feel like I'm getting just slightly more cushion and more softness from these. Let me put the other one on to compare. Yeah, it's crazy how much these just put you up on your toes. I'm not going to lace this one up fully, but just get my foot in it. Yeah, I can feel those additional millimeters of foam. And also in the back, yeah, it feels like the heel of the back is broken in more. Look at this. Do you see that? It doesn't seem like the back is compressing as much in the new pair. So, yeah, some break-in has happened with this pair. I was thinking about this on Sunday, though. I actually think it's gotten more comfortable with the more number of miles I've put in it, because fresh out of the box, I hated jogging on the Fast-R 3. But Sunday, I didn't do any miles that were super slow, but I felt that at my slightly slower paces felt better than I'd remembered. So it is possible that this foam breaks in, and I know it's probably a slightly different compound than the Deviate Nitro Elite 3, but that foam 100% required some break-in. So we've got both of these on foot. I'm not going to do a walk test. This is not a walking shoe. It is time to run in them. Plan for the day, 3 by 1 mile at threshold pace, aiming for 5:24 per mile or faster. Let us do it. So my question today was, how many colors can I wear in one outfit? We have the orange Fast-R 3. We have the Regina George shorts. Can you see the Regina George shorts there? And then we have the Carolina blue singlet. I'm just wearing a white hat though, so I think that rounds things out. Yeah, I'm getting a super late start today, but sometimes it's like that. Feels like a Fast-R 3. Yeah, it does feel slightly firmer under the forefoot. Two-mile warm up and then I'll get into it. Another beautiful day out here. Man, I need the warm up today. I've just felt so creaky and clunky the past week. Mile 1, warm up, 7:41. Try to get some strides going here. All right, all warmed up here, I guess. Still just been feeling really tight. I'm gonna get the first one cranked up at mile 2 here. Target 5:24 pace. Take 2-minute recoveries in between. Alright, see you on the other side. Kill the hill. 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 Threshold mile 1, 5:20. Up the hill. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Gosh dang, man. I got a terrible side stitch. Dude. This is just terrible, man. I'm gonna pause. Yeah, my breathing's not right. I'm tight. I'm in my head. This is just bad. This is just awful. Man, I can't remember the last time I got a side stitch in a workout. I'm just too tight right now. I can feel it. I'm running tight. It's not good. Yeah, I'm gonna try to walk this off and then give it another shot. I'm just struggling right now, man. Struggling. This is just rough. Man, I feel like the NBA players in Space Jam. You know that movie when the monsters come and they just suck out all the powers? I feel like Samson when he got his hair cut. Just rough. Just a rough patch. Alright, I'm gonna try to give this another go. I was halfway through that second mile there, and it just, the side stitch just took me out. And I know the side stitch is a product of my mind right now. I'm just not in a good mental space for running, and it's just showing up. I'm tight. I don't feel efficient. I'm running scared. I can feel it. All right, I'm gonna jog out for 2 minutes and then hit this next one. All right, let me give this another go. 5:30. One more. Last one. All right, 5:31. Yeah, I might have to look up some Buddhist meditations after today. Gosh dang. Call up the Dalai Lama and get my mind right. This is just awful. Yeah, I wanted to hit those at 5:24 or faster. When I'm fresh, I can pop these threshold miles in the 5 teens. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just tough. It's just tough. It's hard not to look back at when the training was going well. It's hard not to look back and say, man, I was running 5:30 fresh threshold miles a year ago. It's just tough. It's hard not to say, based on the data I have, that this is the worst I've been running in a while. It's hard not to say all that. It's hard to say I'm ready to go run a marathon PR attempt in 5 days, because I don't feel ready, man. I don't. I always try to find a bright spot. The one bright spot, I've been feeling like my heart rate is jacking up recently, and it was actually in a good spot for the last threshold mile there. And mechanically, I felt okay. But yeah, both today and Sunday, I just felt like I couldn't push that hard on the threshold miles. And then the side stitch, I never actually shook that. I never shook the side stitch for the last 2 miles there. So yeah, I think it's just a product of running tight, not having the breathing right. Just felt off all day. Also, I started this run at 10:30. Whereas I normally start my workouts at 8:30. So I don't know, man. Everything has just been off. It's so hard to say, yeah, I can do it. And hype myself up when it just feels like I'm continuously falling on my face right now. But I went 5:24, 5:30, 5:31. So if we want to view threshold with the most generous interpretation in the Daniel system, 12 to 15 seconds faster than marathon pace, my slowest threshold mile there was 12 seconds per mile faster than marathon pace. I also think the takeaway is I'm gonna need to start relax. I should probably jog. I don't know why I'm walking out here. Actually, hold on. Yeah, the most generous interpretation of threshold pace is 12 seconds per mile faster. But what I was gonna say is that takeaway, start out slower, man. Start out slower, because every time recently where I've tried to be ambitious and aggressive at the beginning, I've been paying the price for the last month or so. So I'm definitely not in my peak shape, the best shape I've ever been. That was in September. So I mean, I guess you could say I peaked early if you want, but I just feel it's more so my training got blown up. So yeah, I don't know. Not really a confidence builder. I don't feel like I've had a confidence builder workout in 5 weeks or so. Man, sometimes I wish you could just fast forward through the bad parts in life, but you can't do that. And if you've ever seen the movie Click with Adam Sandler, you don't want to do that, man. You don't want to skip through life like a low mileage barefoot mafia member trying to get to the part where I talk 30 seconds about Puma. You don't want to do that. And that's what makes it life, man. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Maybe I'll change my marathon goal sub 3. Like, set myself down to AAA. Face some batters or pitchers whose fastball maxes out at 88. And make it easier on myself. Not ready for the big leagues right now, man. It's terrible. Man, dude, I cannot remember the last time I cramped like that. Just feels like it's been greatest hits of trash recently. And yeah, I don't know. I don't like blaming things on external variables. I also think my head has not been great, but I mean, heart rate was good today. Average 151, 652 pace. That's not bad. Yeah, I don't really believe in miracles. I don't know. I don't when it comes to running. So I think that's where the issue is here, man. I believe that. I was thinking about this last night. What are the top 5 things that I would recommend to run a strong race? And I can get all the way through the 5, but closing out 20-mile long runs strong with marathon pace in the last 6 weeks, I didn't do any of that. Peaking with the mileage about 3 to 4 weeks out, which was the plan but got blown up, I didn't do that. Now, the consistent mileage over time is a huge one, and I have done that. So it's really just going to be relying on my base and my historical strength and just seeing how long I can hang on here. But yeah, I don't know. It's the past month or so, it just feels like every workout I'm just coming up against something, and it really did feel like today I was just running super tight. And if you've ever tapered before, you feel these random things pop up. It's been my hip. Last week it felt like my left hip was weird, so that got me running weird. And it was fine once I got into it, but I just feel tight and I feel wound up, and I haven't been running my higher mileage, which does, I think, loosen me up and just puts me in the right mindset. So it's just been not great. Not great, but we got it done, man. Fast-R 3 orange version. I don't know. It's still a Fast-R 3. It can still cut some nuts when you need it to. I don't know if I was cutting nuts today, though. It's more like the nuts were cutting me, or maybe my nuts were getting cut.
My love, I'll be standing here. My love, I'll be standing here. My love, I'll be standing here. Whenever you need me. My love, I'll be standing here.
Some fresh currency in the headphones and a fresh pair of Nutcutters. And this is the thing about the Nutcutters. Sometimes the Nutcutters cut the nuts, and other times it's the other way around. But yeah, how bad could life be, man? Brand new currency released today, 10:15. Just some great vibes. It's an absolutely perfect day. Blue skies, about 70 American. And this is the messed up thing about running. Not running, training. This is the thing. Training is what I hate. Running is what I love. The messed up thing about training, it makes me complain about 70-degree weather and 80-degree weather, when in actuality I love it. But it's weird because I remember last year I wasn't so fixated on the weather. I think this year I have been more, because it's just, with this goal I set for myself, everything is just right on the margins. But I was just talking to Charlie, and yeah, she was encouraging me to remember, man, it's so much more than just a binary marathon goal. And for me, there's so much more to running, and the reason why I even started running is so much more than a marathon time. But when we get to the final stages here, and when it is nut cutting time, it's hard to remember that. It feels very binary. It feels it's a success if we run our goal. It's a failure if it's not. And the pain of not hitting a goal cuts deep, and the success and happiness and fulfillment of hitting the goal, it hits, and it brings a lot of contentment. So sometimes it can feel binary at the end, but you got to think about all the miles that have been put in during training. I was thinking about this earlier this morning, man. 10,000 miles. There's the Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 hours rule about you'll master something, you'll become an expert, you'll be able to put yourself in a position to succeed once you put in 10,000 hours. And of course, people want to debunk this or that. Is it exactly 10,000 hours? Point of it is, you got to put in the miles and the reps and the hours to get really good. I've run 10,000 miles over the past 2 years. I'm on track again for another 5,000 mile a year. And it's so funny because I've been thinking, man, my fitness is lower the past few weeks. So I checked my Strava and it said I hit 4,100 miles already this year. And then I looked up, I Googled how many weeks are left this year, and something was like 11. So I'm on track again to hit another 5,000 mile a year. I'll take a few recovery weeks after the marathon and everything, but 2 back-to-back years of about 5,000 miles. That's a lot of miles, man. That's a lot of time spent running, and I truly just love running. I love being out here underneath the blue skies, or even some days the rain. Well, not so much the rain, actually. On the rainy days, sometimes I'll go to the treadmill and I'll stare at the gray wall of doom, or maybe I'll put on the purple Roku screen and just watch the Roku city slowly scroll by from right to left. But yeah, that's why I love running, man. Just getting out here, being active. And it's really hard to remember that, though, when we reach the end and that race is looming, and it feels like a referendum on the work. It feels like a referendum on the commitment. It feels like a referendum on if what we did was worth it. But man, you can't delete the old miles. You can't delete all those hours spent training, man. And whether or not you run a time or not, this is the beautiful thing about mileage, and it's why I focus so much on mileage as the primary training metric. If you optimize your running for mileage, it means you're going to be spending more time being active, you're going to be spending more time outside, you're going to be spending more time exercising and moving your body. Also, if you optimize for mileage and trying to get as many miles as possible, you're going to put things in your body that are conducive to endurance, that are conducive to being injury resistant and resilient. If we're just optimizing for speed all the time, man, that's where you see people cutting corners, trying to do random shenanigans to get faster, popping pills to get faster, doing injections to get faster. But the mileage is an end and it's a means, right? The mileage is the process and it's also the goal. And that's why I love the mileage, man, because it's a reward in and of itself. But all that is a poetic way to say it's hard to remember this, but I'm trying to beat it into my own head. It's not a binary success or failure with the marathon result, but sometimes it can feel like that. It really can. Yeah, the other thing I think is putting in the miles during training. That's the number one thing we can do to set ourselves up for success on race day. Putting in the race pace miles is the number 2 thing we can do, and then just bringing the swag and the confidence. And if you have periods in life where you're just getting knocked on your behind, whether it's running related or not, the swag can take a hit. The confidence can take a hit. So we got to put ourselves in that mind state. And sometimes it can be harder than others. And I can be out here running tight because I'm just not feeling like myself. So yeah, there's a positive and a negative from every run, and especially the bad workouts. But what I was thinking about, we can throw this run up today. What I was thinking about with this run, some good learnings is, especially the past few workouts, I've just been coming out way too hot. I came out at a 5:20 today, which during different times, during different phases of training, that would not have been too hot. But we have to be objective, or as objective as possible. So 5:20 up the hill, that's pretty gosh dang hot. And what I also have to remember is the difference between a 5:20 and a 5:30 is way different than the difference between a 6:20 and a 6:30, or a 7:20 or a 7:30. And then also the difference between a 5:30 on the flat and a 5:20 up the hill is different. So I came out blasting with a 5:20 or 5:19 on the first rep, and then yeah, I couldn't recover on the second rep. And it's also just the tightness. So that's the thing. I think my mantra for this race Sunday is going to be to come out relaxed, strong, and confident. Relaxed and strong, it sounds like those two things are at odds, but they're not. I think the stronger you're running, the more relaxed you can be. The weaker you're running, the more anxious and tight and not great you'll be. That's how I feel right now. I don't feel like I've been running great, so I'm uptight. I can feel it. That's what the side stitch is. That's the cramp right there. I can feel it's because I'm running tight. I'm not running with the full range of motion and everything. And then, like I was saying, my hip has been feeling weird, and it's just one of those things where I know it's nothing. And once I got into that workout, it's nothing, but it's just these little things that can pop up on the taper week. And going through more marathon blocks and going through more marathon builds is what can help us deal with these things better, but just with this, relaxed, strong, and confident. Now, this workout today, I hit 520, 530, 530. I stopped in the middle of the second rep because my side was just cramping something vicious. Just a vicious side stitch. And maybe it's good that this never happens and it happened today, because if it happens, say, 1 every 100 runs, that means the chances of it happening during the race are very low. So I'm thankful. Yeah, I'm thankful that I had this cramp today. I'm also thankful that I learned the lesson of pacing today. It's a lesson that we all need to learn and learn again. I've had a few workouts recently where I came out too hot and faded. So plan Sunday, come out 550s, relax, strong, and confident. Now, for the shoes here, fresh pair of Nutcutters, Puma Fast-R 3, very bright, very orange. It reminds me of a jack-o'-lantern. It's a sharp-looking shoe. I still might like the other colorway better, but this is a fun-looking shoe. I almost want to just rock up with the orange hobby jogger hat, get some orange shirts, put the orange shorts, put the orange hunting season shirt on, and just let it fly. But in terms of the performance differences between this and the other Fast-R 3, so I've done, I don't even know how many workouts in that one, somewhere between 5 and 10. That one feels softer. I remember feeling on the Sunday when I did that 14-mile run in it, thinking that it felt a lot softer. And with this, it does feel like it needs some braking. It feels like it needs to open up and loosen up. And I'm not exactly sure when that switch happened with the initial Fast-R 3, but it just feels like it feels like it's wound up slightly tight, like I am. But yeah, very similar in performance to the other one, if not identical. It's awesome that this was nearly the exact same weight as the other pair. Both of these were 189 grams in my size. The other pair was 188 and 190. So really high quality product. Yeah, I've talked about this shoe at length. If you can get your hands on a pair of these, it's one of the best shoes out there for speed. Are you solo? Charlie picking up Reevesy. Yeah, one of the best shoes out there for speed, if not the best. 100% gonna be my marathon shoe. It's just the shoe that works really well for me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much more to say. I just took it out for the pre-race spin. That was the last workout. You could probably hear from this video, but I am gonna do the race on Sunday. I've got my tickets and everything. So Bay State Marathon. I'll be flying up Friday night, flying out Monday morning. So if you're gonna be around, let me know. Maybe we can do a Supwell meetup or a Hoppy Jogger meetup or something, or meetup post-race. I don't know. Let me know. All right, I think that's all I have for you today. Yeah, workout wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. I'm trying to find some silver linings and stuff this week. If you have some more silver linings to point out, let me know. What are some other silver linings of my fitness I should focus on? Because I think I've been seeing a lot of gray clouds and black storms, not a lot of silver linings, not a lot of orange Nutcutters. So let me know what other silver linings we can focus on when it comes to the training. All right, I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. They said nothing rhymes with orange shoes. That's a bad attitude. You were born to lose. Wake up in the morning, I never snooze. This little boy still watching Blue's Clues. I was supposed to rhyme with orange shoes. I ate waffles today. That was my morning food. Where's my swagger at? I think it's in a dormant mood. I'm American, but I get love from the foreign dudes. Blue skies today. It's not storming, dude. You always talking like an informant, dude. This is how you prepare. This is how you get the swag back. You get the orange Fast-R 3s. You mix it with the orange mac and cheese. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's the lunch. That's quality. That's quality right there. Look at that. Shout out to Daya. We got the vegan mac. By the way, look at this. So I'm staying with my mom this weekend, and boom, Look at this, dude. She texted me all this stuff that she got because Charlie told her my favorites. So, man, I'm just really feeling the support from everyone, from my mom, from you guys. I've been going through a rough patch here with the training and everything, but I think that's what this block has taught me, man. We got a really strong community here with Supwell. It's not just me. If you look on the app, if you look at the comments, people just supporting each other, getting after it through the good times and the bad. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you again to everybody out there, because it means a whole lot to me, all the positive support, especially on Monday when I was talking about how, yeah, we've just been going through a rough patch here. So I'm feeling the love from everybody, and I think that's given me a sense of calm and, yeah, just feeling like it's bigger than one race, man, because it is. I need 2 hands for this. I was in the kitchen, so I was thinking I might as well show you the coffee that I've been drinking, because I haven't done a coffee update in a while here. So this is the black and white that I got a month or two ago. It was good, but then I also got the Diego Horta at the same time, which might have been my favorite coffee of the year. And then this one, it is just so citric and funky. It might even be too funky and too citric for my preferences. It's just a lot. I don't always want something that in my face. So what I've been doing is I've been mixing this with the hatchet. This is an Ethiopian natural process, which is, I think, my favorite type of specialty coffee. So you mix the more blueberry standard flavor with the lemon. Is beautiful. It's like a nice blueberry crisp. So that's what I'm about to make over here. Hello. How's your kombucha?
Little kombucha for me.
That's what my coffee is going to taste like. So she only likes burnt coffee. We had to actually... Where's the Jill coffee? She brought it at the airport.
Yep, got it.
Special. Vibes. Yes, this is the lunch of champions here. Dia mac and cheese, 2 boxes with the peas. I now have to start hitting the extra carbs, so it's not really a carb load until, I don't know, 48, 72 hours out. And I don't know if I explicitly carb load, but it's just I don't want to be hungry at all in the lead up. And it's also the mental. Man, not having enough calories for me can really affect my mood and my energy levels and stress. So I just want to make sure the next few days I am pumping the calories and the carbs to make sure that I'm in the right place. So 2 boxes of Dia, that'll do you good. And then the other thing is, today's going to be my last double of the week. So what I did last year leading up into Chicago is kind of tough to do because I have coffee every day, but I cut out the afternoon cup of coffee. Reduces the stress because, I mean, the whole point of caffeine is that it's a stimulant. So that reduces the stress, hopefully get better sleep. And then with the caffeine gel on race day, you should get more of a bump and a boost from it if you don't drink the caffeine as much leading up into it. That's the theory, at least. All right, run number 2, man. We are closing it out. Last double of the block. Oh, I got to put my AirPods on my desk. Yeah, last double of the block. And another beautiful afternoon, man. 75 degrees, American, blue skies, green grass, or I guess brown grass for some reason on my side. I don't know why my grass is brown, even though we have the same lawn care company as my neighbors, and their grass is completely green. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You know what's crazy, man? I've been fighting with this tripod for months now, and it's so annoying, but it's also more durable than the other one. So it has this issue where it keeps just sinking down like that, but it's not breaking. That's just a feature of it because there's more moving pieces versus the other tripod. But the other tripod, I never had that issue. But the shelf life was shorter. So this one is more annoying on a daily basis, but it lasts for longer. It's also cheaper. I guess that's not a good deal, though. You have to think about, that's what I always talk about with the shoes. If something like the Super Blast lasts for 500 miles, but it feels like a brick for the majority of those miles, that's not a good deal, right? Even if you're going to get a lot of value per mile. Those are the things to think about. But yeah, closing it out in the Mag Max here. Last double of the block. Just get some nice relaxed mileage, then we can call it a day. And then tomorrow we'll be hitting nice 8-piece, the next day a 6-piece, the next day a 4-piece, and then we'll be good to go. All right, let's get it in. All right, there we go, man. Last double of the block in the Mag Max. Started off kind of rough there. I ran a 9:30 pace on the first mile. And, man, over the past few months, or just this year in general, dude, I'm about ready to throw this gosh dang tripod off the shoe market here. I might do it after this video, actually. But, yeah, first mile there was at 9:30. What I was going to say is I don't think I've run very many 9-minute miles before this year, and I've just been racking and stacking the 9-minute miles. Just crazy. It's trying to give me a new lactate threshold. I don't know what that is all about. Anyway, 8:23 pace, 35 minutes, 10 seconds, average 139 heart rate, and I was cooking at the end there. You can see this pace chart. Boom. Just at the end. Whoop. Just felt good to pick it up. And like I've been saying, just feel like I've been running tight. Just running tight, not loose, not free and easy. Just, I don't know. It just hasn't felt good. And I was so tight at the beginning of that run. And maybe it's some actual muscle tightness from the workout this morning. But it felt good to just let it rip there at the end. And the Fast-R 3 or the Mag Max here, once you open it up with some slight pace or some mileage, it really comes alive. So it was fun to just hammer away at the end there. I hit a 6:59 mile, but I was thinking about, that classic Robert Frost poem that everyone loves, whose woods these are. I think I know his house is in the village, though. He will not see me standing here to watch his woods fill up with snow. And it ends with, these woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep. A lot of people think about the lovely part of the woods being lovely, dark, and deep, but you can't forget the dark part and the deep part. And I've been feeling recently like I'm in the darkness and the deepness of the woods, but is that a word, deepness? No, the depth. We're in the darkness and the depth of the woods, but running can be lovely too. I mean, just look at this, man. This is the lovely part of running, and it is hard to remember this when we are so laser focused on the performance side, and that's why I don't race a lot, because it does sap my joy out of running. And I think some people think I don't race a lot because I don't like the competitive aspect or something. No, I like it too much. I get too invested in it. I'm hyper competitive, man. One time in high school, I literally tackled a kid on the basketball court. It was not good. It was at Middlesex Academy in Concord, Massachusetts. I straight up tackled a kid. My team was not very good. I think we won 2 games that year. That's not fun. That's not fun. The performance and focusing so much on the performance can really take away a lot of the joy, man. Focusing on what these watches are telling us can take away a lot of the joy, and that's what I'm trying to reconcile right now and figure out. I'm trying to get some of that joy back. The free and easy aspect of running is just, man, when I'm locked in on these races, it's hard. And you know what builds confidence? You know what brings the positive energy? Hitting big workouts and executing well. And when that's not happening either, it even takes out some more of the joy. So, man, it's all part of the process. You got to take the lovely aspects of life with the dark aspects of life and the depth of grinding it out through the woods. And I feel like I'm deep in the woods right now, but that's the process, baby. So the mileage train continues. That's a 12-mile day right there. I got a 16-mile day yesterday, so a good aerobic stimulus, 3-4 days out from the race. We're going to go into the big, deep part of the taper starting tomorrow, and hopefully those legs are flying by Saturday and Sunday. So, yeah, I really appreciate everyone out there who's been rocking with it. Like I said earlier, man, all the positive energy and people telling me keep going and just sharing your journey and how the channel and the community has positively affected you. That's the stuff that keeps me going through the rough patches and getting out every day and just knowing it's connecting and continuing to grind to get better for me and for you. So I appreciate everybody out there. Slug Life, Hobby Jogger Nation. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. And the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that, because we grind daily. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. The shoe tube train will be rolling. If you can guess what shoe I'm running in tomorrow, it's probably going to be a new shoe. If you can guess what shoe I'm running in tomorrow, I don't know what you'll get. Maybe you'll get this hat right here. I don't know. Just guess. Guess what shoe I'm running in tomorrow. Maybe you'll get something if you get it right.